You've been there, right? You're talking to a friend about something totally random, and then bam, an hour later an ad for that exact thing pops up on your phone. It is a super creepy feeling. It makes you ask the question, is my phone always listening to me? Well, the truth is way more complicated and, honestly, a lot more unsettling. Let's dive in.
I mean, we've all felt that little shiver of digital déjà vu. You mention you need new running shoes, and all of a sudden your entire feed is just a wall of sneakers. It feels so obvious that your phone must be eavesdropping. But that's not quite what's happening. The real story is so much more intricate, and, believe me, it's way worse than a simple microphone spot.
So let's get right to it. Is your phone actually listening to everything you say? Is that microphone the secret agent in your pocket? We are going to put this theory on trial, examine all the evidence, and I think you're going to be pretty surprised by what we uncover. Okay, first things first, let's investigate our prime suspect, the microphone. For the whole phone is constantly listening theory to hold up, there would have to be this massive, nonstop operation running in the background of your phone. But as you're about to see, the microphone, it has a pretty rock-solid alibi.
Let's start with the most obvious clue, something you'd notice every single day, your battery life. If your phone was constantly recording and shipping off audio, it would be a monster power drain. We're talking about killing your battery 5 times faster than normal. You'd be lucky to even make it to lunchtime. It's not feasible, and you would absolutely notice.
And then there's the data. The sheer volume of data we're talking about is, well, it's just staggering. For a company like Meta to listen to all of its users all the time, they would need to process 450 petabytes of audio every single day. To put that in perspective, that's enough data to literally grind the entire global internet to a halt. It's not just impractical, it's basically impossible.
And here are the final nails in the coffin for this theory. You know that little orange dot that pops up on your screen? That's your phone's operating system, whether it's Apple or Google, telling you flat out that the mic is on. On top of that, dozens of major university and security studies have torn apart thousands of apps and have found zero, and I mean zero, hard evidence of them secretly sending your audio anywhere. But you know what they did find? Something else entirely. They found apps that were secretly recording screen activity and sending screenshots. And that's a huge clue about what's really going on here.
Okay, so if our prime suspect, the microphone, is officially in the clear, then how in the world did they know you were just talking about running shoes? This, my friends, is where the story takes a sharp turn, from a simple myth to a much deeper, much more hidden truth.
See, the truth is, they don't need to listen to what you've said. They don't have to, because they're busy predicting what you're about to do. This isn't about eavesdropping on the past. It's about building a digital model of you that is so scarily accurate, it can literally anticipate your wants and needs before you even say them out loud.
Just look at this number, 52,000. That's the estimated number of data points or attributes that a company like Meta keeps on every single user. This isn't just your age and location. This is everything. What you buy, where you go, who your friends are, what you like, what you hate, even how fast you scroll past a post. It is a profile of breathtaking detail. And what can they do with all that data? Well, this is where it gets truly wild. A landmark study from Cambridge and Stanford found that just by analyzing your Facebook likes, an algorithm can judge your personality more accurately than your friends, your family, even your husband or wife. Think about that. They don't need to hear your conversations because they have something way more powerful, a statistical model of your brain. So let's go back to those running shoes. That ad didn't show up because of one thing. No, it was the result of a perfect storm of data. Your phone's location history saw you walked past a sports store last week. Your search history shows you looked up a 5K training schedule. Your friend, who you interact with all the time, just bought running shoes and posted about it. Each of these signals is kind of weak on its own, but you put them all together, they paint a crystal clear picture for the algorithm.
Now, this is where the plot thickens. Because there is a way your phone's microphone is being used to track you, but it's not listening for your words. It's listening for something you can't even hear. It's called an ultrasonic beacon. These are super high-frequency sounds that can be hidden inside a TV commercial or even woven into the background music playing at a retail store.
And here's exactly how that works. A TV ad you're watching sends out that silent, inaudible sound. An app on your phone, one that you've given microphone permission to at some point, is always listening for it. The second it hears that beacon, bang! The system knows that the person holding your specific phone just saw that specific ad. It's how they link what you do in the physical world to your online identity. It's a critical piece of the puzzle. And of course, location is another massive piece of this. Your phone obviously knows you just walked into a store, thanks to GPS.
But once you're inside, tiny little Bluetooth beacons can pinpoint your location right down to the specific aisle you're in. So you spend 5 minutes just lingering in front of the Nikes to an algorithm that is a signal just as loud and clear as you actually saying, "I want to buy running shoes."
So what happens to all this data, all these little signals and clues? Well, they're packaged up and sold on a huge, completely invisible marketplace that's run by companies called data brokers. These are the shadowy middlemen of the internet who collect your digital footprint and sell it to the highest bidder. And when I say huge, I mean it. This is a $250 billion a year industry. This isn't some niche business. It's a fundamental part of the modern digital economy, and the product being sold is a profile of you.
And just to give you an idea of how deep these profiles go, a major data broker like Axiom claims to have over 1,500 data points on the average American. We are not just talking about what you click on. We're talking about public records, your income range, your home ownership status, and even educated guesses about your health concerns.
So here's the journey your data takes. It starts with you, using an app. That app then sells your activity to a data broker. The broker mashes it up with all the other data they have on you to build out that detailed profile. And then, in the blink of an eye, an advertiser buys access to that profile to show you an ad. It all happens in a lightning-fast auction for your attention.
Okay, I know that was a lot, and it's really easy to feel kind of powerless against all of this, but you're not. So let's shift gears and talk about some real concrete steps you can actually take to start taking back control of your digital life.
So what can you actually do? Here are 5 things you can do right now. First, reset your advertising ID on your phone. It's in the settings, and it forces data collectors to start from scratch. Second, do an app audit. Go through your phone and ask, does this game really need my location? Does this photo editor need my contacts? If not, shut it off. Third, use a privacy-focused browser that blocks trackers automatically. Fourth, you can actually tell these data brokers to delete your info. There are services that help you do this. And finally, dig into your social media settings and turn off things like off Facebook activity. That stops websites from tattling on you back to Facebook. So let's end on this one thought. The idea that your phone is listening is so compelling because it's simple. It makes sense. But the reality is that a far more complex, far more powerful system is running behind the scenes. It's a system of prediction so good that listening to you would just be, well, inefficient. Your phone isn't listening. It doesn't need to. It already knows.